Hi guys, it's Tanisha Denise, and I'm just bringing you another video for the 12 Days of Junk Journal Christmas tutorials. Today is tags, so I'm showing you some of the materials I'm going to use. I'm a big fan of trying to use materials that you have on hand and trying to use up your materials. So you may notice I got something from my loaded library card tutorial. I have something from that. Something from some cards I made for a craft show. I have some coffee dyed paper from some other journals I made. So I have some glitter paper from a thing that I did with my kids. So I'm just trying to repurpose everything because that's a big deal for me. So what I'm going to try to do with this tag is I want to make it a journaling tag. So that pink paper, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like the up close of a fir tree. Or, I mean, a Christmas tree, whatever. Is it a pine tree? I don't know what you call it, but a Christmas tree. So that is what the pink paper has on it. And then the other thing that says Season's Greetings, that's the front of a card, a Christmas card that I got from the dollar store last year. So I really do hold on to my stuff if I can. Sometimes I do have to get rid of stuff because I don't have that much room. Then this that says Priceless Gifts, that is from a catalog, a Christmas catalog from the Diamond Seller, because my husband got my promise ring from the Diamond Seller like 8 years ago, so they still send us stuff. Then I'm tearing a page out of my hymn book. That's like my little favorite vintage book, and I just use it all the time because I love the paper. It's already old looking because it is old. It's from 1934. It's nice and thin, so it's easy to glue down. And then it has that beautiful hymn, those beautiful music notes. So what I'm doing now is I want to layer the hymn paper behind the Priceless Gifts little wording. And I kind of like to go, if I'm going to do straight edges, then I like to have something with torn edges. So I cut the hymn paper down so that I know it would fit behind the Priceless Gifts message. And then now I'm just tearing off the edges of the hymn paper to give it a nice ragged look, and that'll be layered behind the words. And I hope that this is better for you guys. I had time lapsed some of my other videos, and it seems like it wasn't helpful because it didn't, or maybe it was helpful for some people, but for other people they couldn't really see what I was doing. So I apologize for that. So I'm trying to do it in this manner and see if this helps some. But yeah, my child was awake, my husband was home, so I couldn't talk during the video. I just had to shoot it, and then I had to come in and narrate it later. So that's what I'm doing. So here I have this piece of gold paper. It has like gold writing on it, and I really wanted to add it to the tag. I wasn't sure where to add it, so I was just a little confused. I was like just seeing how it looked on different places. I decided I didn't really like it on the front, so I just put it aside for a second there. I went ahead and glued down like I said, the hemp paper is really thin, so it's easy to glue down with glue stick. Anything that I can glue down with glue stick, I like, because I love how a glue stick is like, you can reposition, but it glues fast, but it's also not wet. It's just perfect, but it's not very strong always. So, obviously I can't use it all the time, but when I can, I do like to use glue stick. So I used it for the hemp paper at least, and then the sentiment. I wanted to try out something. I used this double-sided tape. It's like Scotch double-sided tape. It's really, excuse my language, but it kind of sucks. Like, it's not the greatest. That kind of double-sided tape that you get on a what's it called, an ATC gun? If you know those tools, you know what I'm talking about. That tape is fine, but this particular tape is not my preference. But I tried to use it just to see how it did. It did okay with paper to paper, but anything like a little bit heavier than thin paper, I wouldn't even use it. So I tried to use tacky glue, and I guess I made the tacky glue too thin, so it didn't stick to the coffee stain paper. The coffee stain paper was very textured, so I actually did end up using the double-sided tape on that coffee stain paper. You'll see that in a second. And now I'm just realizing that the Techie glue didn't work, so I'm gonna just go ahead and try to use this double-sided tape, which it was fine, but again, it's just not the best. I don't even know where I got that tape, because I just get stuff from anywhere sometimes, so I could have very well got it from the dollar store, and that may be why the quality is not very good. But I feel like it was somewhere where it should have been decent quality. And like I said, it's just okay. You can use it, but it's not as strong as that other double-sided tape. I don't know what the name brand on that is. Okay, so now I'm going to add, so the coffee stain paper is what's holding the two pieces together to make it like it's like a tag journaling card thing. So the coffee stain paper is very fragile. Not in all of the places, but right along the edge. It was in the oven for quite a while, so it's fragile along the edge. So it was coming apart on the edge. So I am going to have to address that, and I will during this video. But so yeah, I'm just going to double side tape this other card that says seasoned greetings, and that'll be the back part of the journaling card. And this is one of those projects where you don't really have to feel like you need, you know, fancy equipment. I didn't really measure anything. I didn't pull out my paper trimmer. It's just my scissors and my glue and my tape and my paper. So you can definitely do it with limited supplies. I'm going to encourage you, if you're a beginning crafter, don't feel like you have to have everything to get started. Like, just get started and get better at it, and then as you continue to get better at it, you'll get your supplies up. So and I thought it would be cool if the opening, if it was just the square, I mean just the rectangle part down there instead of the whole tag opened. So that's how I wanted it to look. And then I decided to use that gold paper on the back part of the top of the tag. And so I'm going to cut the tag down, like that strip up there. I'm going to cut that down, and then I'm going to cut down the paper, the pink and gold paper, so that it all fits together. So then when you open the card, that pink and gold paper stays there, and it becomes part of your journaling area, you know. And so I had went on this whole rant on one of my other videos, but I cut it off because I was like, okay, it was kind of crazy. But I'm not going to go on the whole rant, but I do want to talk about it a little bit. Do you guys what are tags for in junk journals? I know that they're journaling spots usually, but what were they originally intended for? So I come from a art history background, and I intend to do some history or categorization type videos in the new year about junk journaling, which I think will be really fun. But I've always wondered about tags because I know that they're for gifts. So I'm wondering if when people first started junk journaling, would they get the tags that they got off of their gifts and then put it inside their journal, and then it kind of morphed and became its own thing? Or is there some other secret use for tags that I'm just not aware of? I'm just curious about that. So if you know the answer or have any ideas, put it below. I'm definitely going to be doing a video series on different styles and techniques and all this kind of fun stuff, to really dive deep into junk journaling. So stay tuned on my channel, subscribe for that stuff. That'll be coming in the new year. So this sliver of paper, I was going to use it to attach the two pieces on the outside, but I decided to use it on the inside. My daughter just came in, so you may hear her in the background. But yeah, so I'm going to...
Mommy, I'm going to be back. I just need to go potty.
Okay. I'm putting a crease in that paper right there. Now, I used my table, and I used a butter knife. And I used the indentation in my table and the butter knife. So I didn't use a scoreboard or anything. That's just what I used. I don't know. I'm resourceful in that way. So excuse me if you think that was what did she just do? That's what I did. And then I'm tacky gluing it on, and so that'll just give it some extra strength because like I said, that coffee stain paper was fragile, and so it was starting to come apart on the bottom part of it where it had been in the oven for a bit too long. But yeah, so I put that in there, and then you'll see like a big mistake that I made. I have another video that's coming tomorrow, and I'm going to keep it's for the tassel, and you'll see a big mistake I made on that too. And I just decided I think I'm going to keep it in just because I feel like it's important for you to see that stuff too. It's important for you to know that we the people who've been doing it for a little bit, we make mistakes, and we have stuff that we have to fix and all that good stuff. So what I thought I was going to do was put this, it was like glitter paper that is sticky on one side, and I got it from the dollar store. Yeah, they can't see you, sweetie. It was sticker paper that I got from the dollar store, and I decided thought I was going to use it like washi tape, but that was not was not going to work. So I go through all this stuff where I'm like cutting it down and trying to position it where it'll look nice, and then I ended up just really not liking how it looked, and I took it all off. They can't see you, baby. All they can do is hear you.
I'm good.
My daughter says she's good. She says hi, everyone. But yeah, so I think that's an important part of crafting too. So while I'm doing that, I might as well make this announcement that I want everybody who's new to my subscription to know. First off, thank you so much for supporting and subscribing. Secondly, my final 12 days, I am going to the final video is going to be an embellishment book, and that's the first thing that I have some things up on Etsy to sell already. But that's going to be my first thing that I'm selling from YouTube to Etsy. So please stay tuned for that. And if you would like to support, I would definitely appreciate it. It's going to be just that one embellishment box that I make for the tutorial will be for sale. So I'm definitely going to go all out for that. So stay tuned for the 12th day. That'll be my big finale. So I decided to put I don't know, just kind of frame the area that I punched the hole in with one of those pieces of glitter paper. Then I was looking at the glitter paper and realizing I didn't like it. So I went ahead and took it all off. So I'm just taking off the glitter paper now, and I have that hole punched in the top. So I'm taking off that glitter paper because it just did not, I don't know, it just really didn't do it for me. It just wasn't giving me the look I wanted. Maybe I should have just used some washi, but I am super low on washi. I'm always low on supplies and always like just trying to finagle something. So eventually I will have the surplus of supplies that I need, but for right now.
Hi.
Okay, so now I am just going to layer some string. It's like this silvery string that's elastic, but it's pretty thin. It's not super thin, but it's pretty thin. So I just layered it and tied one edge, tied the other edge, and then I'm going to put it through the hole, tie both pieces together, and clip it down so that it's kind of like a layered, I don't know, tag string. What do you call it? I just called it a tag string, so I guess that's what I'll call it. But yeah, again, I'm nearing the end of this, so again, I just want to remind you, please stay tuned for the 12th day. That'll be the embellishment book with a whole bunch of great embellishments, and some of the things that I've made along the way. I'll remake some of those and put those in the embellishment book, and it will be available on my Etsy. So I'm just tying up the tag string. Then I'm going to clip off the edge there. And now it's good to go. It's very cute. It says priceless gifts. This might be something that you know, your family or something you journal about during the holiday season. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe. Bye.